International arrivals to South America fell by 48% in 2020. Peru was the most affected by the pandemic, with a 73% drop in international visitors, followed by Venezuela and Ecuador. Chile was the least affected, with international tourists falling by 25%, followed by Argentina and Colombia. Analysts project South America's international tourism market will not reach pre-pandemic levels until at least 2022. South America's tourism is fragile compared to regions such as North America and Europe. Unstable political climates, fears of corruption, and perceived crime are all factors that impact the continent, and these risks have only increased over 2020 as a consequence of the pandemic. Tourist hotspots Peru and Ecuador were some of the most severely affected nations, recording a 73% and 70% drop in international visitors respectively. Venezuela's dismal economic situation and political disruption, coupled with the COVID-19 epidemic, saw its already fledgling tourism industry continue to fall by 71%. As a result, industry analysts predict that international tourism will not recover in the region until at least 2022. South America's tourism industry's recovery will depend largely on freedom of movement, infrastructure, and the economic costs of travel. However, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. Countries with diverse geographical landscapes seem to fare better than more centralized areas in South America, slowing the tourism decline over 2020. Geographic diversity was a key factor. Chile and Argentina have diverse climates ranging from desert landscapes, vineyards, rainforests, beaches, glaciers, and mountains. Many of these landscapes have purpose-built resorts and infrastructures which attract cruise, ski, gastronomic, backpacking, and beach tourists, to name a few. As such, tourism in these regions only fell by 25%. The location has and will continue to be an essential factor in destination recovery. For example, Colombia can attract tourists from the U.S. through shore flight times and low-cost air tickets. Outside of South America, the U.S. continues to be South America's most significant source market. Colombia, in particular, has seen considerable growth over recent years, with U.S. tourism increasing by 180% between 2009 and 2019. As a result, Colombia's international tourism will help drive South America's recovery, with 2019 tourist numbers expected to reach pre-pandemic levels as early as the end of 2021. Interregional travel is just as important to South America's recovery. Brazil, Venezuela, and Argentina are the most significant source markets for many countries, due to accessibility and family ties. Therefore, the tourism industry's recovery will depend mainly on freedom of movement, infrastructure, and travel costs. Interregional travel is just as important to South America's recovery. Traveling to visit friends and relatives is the second most popular holiday season for South Americans, with many populations having family ties across the continent. Therefore, the tourism industry's recovery will depend largely on freedom of movement, infrastructure, and the economic costs of travel.